Hey guys. Hey guys. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. For all of those who are catching this on the replay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me on the replay. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for sharing the reactions. And also don't forget to put in the comments hashtag replay viewer so I can come back and engage with you. Hey Tanika. Hey sis. Happy 4th. How are you doing this evening? Well, wait, is it evening yet for you? No, it's still afternoon for you. Over on the West Coast, it's still afternoon. It's not evening yet. How are you doing? So, you guys know that I come to you normally about 2:30 for the Speakeasy. This is episode 20, guys. I'm like, oh, mind blown. Episode 20 of Speakeasy. We've made it this far. Super excited about that. I got my glasses on. They crooked, doing what they want. My hair is doing what it wants. But you know what? The show must go on. We got things to do. Hello. Hey, Ree. How are you doing? Happy 4th. And so, when we're talking about being that motivational speaker, sometimes people think that passion is enough. Some people think that passion is enough. And I kind of beg to differ. So for those who are joining me, my name is Altavis Pelzer. I am the voice coach, not a voice coach, but the voice coach. I come to you live. Hey, Mike. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, I saw Anisha come in. Thank you for sharing it out, Deidre. I am a motivational speaker, certified life coach, and Amazon bestselling author. I come to you for episode 20 of Speakeasy, where I give you the behind the scenes of what it is to be a motivational speaker and an author. And, the good, the bad, the ugly, the bumps and the bruises along the way. But the question today that I give to you guys is passion enough? I mean, really, when we think about it, is passion enough for us to be successful in anything? That's a question. Because a lot of times when we see athletes, we're like, oh, they're passionate. And that's why they've gone so far. They're passionate. But what happens on the days that the passion isn't really there? I almost want to liken it into a relationship. That we go into this relationship with our brand. We go into this relationship with our business. Hey, Delvin. Hey, bro. We go into this relationship and it's a thing of what happens when the passion is gone? Because it's not always there. Right? Come on, Delvin. Well, it ain't always there. And so what happens when the passion is gone? Is passion enough? And I beg to say that passion is not enough. Hey, Thisha. Hey, sis. Loved your broadcast earlier. I don't know about going out and walking, though. I beg to differ to say that passion is not enough. And people would think, oh, but as a speaker, and here we go with the stereotypes. As a speaker, all you do is get on stage and talk. Hey, Mama Chanel. Hey, Nelly. All you do is get on stage and talk. So you don't really need more than passion, right? Listen. Come on, Minister. Come on, Minister Delvin in the house. Come on. Come through. He said passion is never enough. But it helps to have it. Passion is never enough. My glasses is just not. It's not doing the right thing for me. Passion is never enough. Listen, I love this chair, so comfy, but passion is never enough. And so, hey, Sharon, a lot of times we get, kind of dragged in and pulled in on this misconception that passion is going to be enough for us to be successful. Hey, sis, passion is going to be enough for us to be successful. Passion is going to be enough for us to sell books, right? Because people will know that we were passionate when we wrote the book, and so they'll just buy off that passion. No bueno. No bueno. Sorry. When it comes to being, again, I always tell you guys, when it comes to being a motivational speaker or the author, we are the brand. Being passionate is not going to be enough. We got to put in some work. We got to put in some work. We got to put in some work. Because guess what? The passion will fade at sometimes. There will be some times where passion will not get you out of the bed. That was ouch. That was ouch. I had to get my water on that one. Well, there will be some times where passion does not get you out of the bed. That's it. There will be times where passion does not get you out the front door in the morning. Because we go through, let's be real, even though you're a motivational speaker, even though you're an author, you're still human. You still go through things with the kids acting up. The kids don't want to clean. The kids want to be them. They teenagers, they elementary, they toddlers. They want to throw tantrums. You still got life going on. You still got bills to be paid. You still got insurance. You got loved ones and family members that aren't feeling well. You still got life going on. So is passion really enough? Hey, Aunt Andrea, is passion really enough? And you know, it's funny because Delvin, first and foremost, are you dressed? I don't want to bring you into the broadcast if you're naked or nothing. I don't want to do none of that. It's not that type of broadcast. But let me know if you're available to come into the broadcast. Put a 1 in the comments, Delvin, if you're available to come in. Delvin, my bro Delvin, he teaches dance. And I love to dance. When I tell y'all, me and my girls will go and dance all around this place. Up, down, around. New dances, old dances, line dances, crazy dances, any type of dances. I love it, and I can say that I'm passionate about it, but I'm not passionate enough, or, you know, it's not in my mindset to be a dance instructor. I'm passionate about it. Listen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Passion. But I can't be a dance instructor. And so Delvin is a dance instructor. And with him being passionate, that means that helps with him being a dance instructor. But him being passionate about dance is not going to make him the dance instructor that he is. It's not going to make people want to pay him to learn dance. It's not. Again, it helps. It does. Hey, Antoinette. Hey, sis. It definitely does. Delvin, what you doing? Did you turn your your phone to the side? Is it landscape? Lord Jesus. Help my brother, y'all. Help. Just.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Hey, bro.
Hey. Praise the Lord,
so,
everybody.
Question. Now, you're in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago.
Bless you.
This is awkward to me.
Whatever. Bless you.
I hope it looks right.
So, for you as a dance instructor, is passion enough? Why or why not?
Nothing I do. I wish I could say that passion is enough. Like it's not. And honestly, like as a dance instructor, period, if the passion isn't there, it's not even something I can hide. I should just cancel class if I just don't have the passion, to say the least. I wish it was left up to passion, because I'm really passionate about what I do, but what happens when my body is tired, right? And so I can still be passionate. I love dancing. I love teaching. I love the music. But sometimes that's not enough, which is why, like, now it's July. You got to check to see if I got clothes on. I'm not teaching nothing this month. For the whole month, I'm not teaching nothing. I'm still passionate. I ain't going nowhere. I got students mad at me right now, but like, either you want that real amazing dance teacher all year long, or you just want me to come show up. Because I ain't going to want to lead. I ain't going to want to talk to y'all. I might not sing during class, because the passion is there, but that's not enough for me to be great. And so either you want a
That's
really
bad that I really knew that I should ask before I had you come on and put
listen,
this
because
negative.
you know I'll be somewhere.
And no clothes.
I'll be somewhere wrapped up, laid up, reading a book like I'm doing. Here go the book. I'll be somewhere reading a book, minding my business. But you caught me good. You caught me on a good day. My day won't be fully spent at home. But yeah, passion is never enough. I think when I talked about how it helps to have it, because you can tell when somebody is passionate and when somebody's doing it out of duty, right? We've kind of been talking along the lines like in church out of like don't worship out of duty, don't come to church out of duty, because you can tell.
Oh my goodness,
Like
yes.
you just don't want to be there. We understand that you're here just because. It's just like that person at the cash register where you know they're here to get a check. They really don't care nothing about
Oh Lord,
the items.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so that's the difference between having passion and not having passion. But I think it takes a whole lot of stuff rather than passion to help you get the job done. This is not my broadcast, so I'm not going to take over, but passion ain't enough.
Oh no, we're going to have a conversation. Because the thing about it is, I also know that you are a speaker as well.
Absolutely.
Come through.
Absolutely.
Come through. And so when it comes to speaking, you know, they think that it's really this idea that literally, oh, you just go on a stage and you talk. And if you're passionate, then you can just stand on the stage and talk.
No, I again, I wish that was the case, because sometimes you already know from just being on Periscope, like some days you got a word and you can't wait to get it out. You want to say hey to everybody and you ready to go live. And then there's some days where it's like, I'm tired. I was busy doing this, that, and the other thing. Like I have a
Sharon put in the comments, Lord have mercy. I got to remind myself I'm married.
That's a mess. That's a
what
mess.
What is you doing to the people, bro? Jesus.
That's a mess. But people have to, and I think people don't even understand this with live stream. Like we have lives before the start broadcast button and afterwards. And we are equally human like everybody else. So life does happen to us. And we're the motivators, but what happens when the motivator needs motivation? I'm not any less passionate. I'm just having a human experience right now. And so I can still have a word, but I don't feel like talking to y'all today. And because my life kind of rests on me speaking or me dancing, it's like I got to find some type of way, which is why I love online courses, and I can record something 2 weeks ago and you can buy it today and it's just as good. I don't have to do everything live, but I wish to God as a speaker, passion was legitimately enough. So sometimes it's definitely because I have a responsibility. Sometimes it's a mission. Sometimes it's goals overall. Because I dream of the day of being like one of the highest paid speakers in my generation. And that means that I have to start now. I have to maximize on live stream opportunities now. I got to master my market now, so that I can be somebody like Jim Rohn who gets called in and makes $30,000 for saying absolutely nothing, basically. But you have to overcome that whole passion is enough. It's never going to be enough, especially when you left your job.
Come through.
You don't have a paycheck coming on the 1st and the 15th. You don't have a check coming every Friday. You don't have a check coming every 2 weeks. You got to make that check. So it's like some days it's like I ain't got no passion. Oh well, I need to get on, or I need to make that plane. I need to do this, and passion. I mean, like I said, it's good to have, but that's just like breath in my body. I'm glad I'm breathing, but that don't do me no good as far as bathing, feeding myself, exercising, nothing else. It's just one of the essentials. I would suggest to anybody starting a speaking business, you aspire to be a speaker, whatever you're trying to do, it's great that you have passion, but I'm a type of person like this. Passion don't pay the bills.
It sure don't.
Because there are certain parts in business that are not enjoyable. Prime example.
Ooh, come on with it.
Prime example in marketing, like I have to market all of my businesses. Some of y'all trying to market one. I got to market all three. Right? And so there are some parts in marketing that I do not enjoy. I love being the face. I love being the voice. I love writing the content and stuff like that. But I'm not interested in demographics and metrics and y'all spending habits and where y'all go shopping and how many credit cards y'all got. That's good enough to know if I was to reteach it, but I'm not interested in finding that stuff out. So now I have to go
Right.
through the work of hiring somebody that's interested in doing that. And that's more work on top of me just being a speaker.
I know for me, I can't stand sales. I've done over 15 years of sales. I can't stand sales. I don't like it. Like
Yeah.
having to sell to somebody, I don't like it. But you know, again, when I go and I decide that I want to be a part of a program or I want to speak on somebody's stage, I got to sell myself.
Yeah.
Passion or no passion.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to sell myself. So even if I'm not happy with something I did yesterday, I got to bump it up and say, oh, well, and just move forward and push it out.
Yeah.
Or else I'm not going to get that position. I'm not going to get that spot. Somebody going to look me over. I've been looked over. I ain't got time for that. Anybody
Yeah.
got time for that?
Yeah. And then don't be a person like me where I'll say I'll do something and then the time comes I was supposed to do that and I wish to God I never told y'all that I would do that, because now you got to do it, because that messes up your brand. And I just taught in my coaching group not to make these promises that you don't know that you're going to be able to fulfill. And it could be so simple as I'm going to come back and do another broadcast. I'm good for about one broadcast. It depends on what season I'm in. I think this time last year, I was broadcasting twice a day. And I've just gotten so busy. Like the summertime is really busy as a dance instructor for me. So it's hard to do. But I never, somebody check me if I tell you I'm coming back, because I'm not coming back. Like I gave up trying to
Oh my goodness, I
broadcast.
fight with it all the time.
I gave up trying to
Like doing
broadcast on the weekends. It's
doing
tough.
Speak Easy, I've been doing good with Speak Easy. Coming back like 2:30
Mm-hmm.
and doing my morning broadcast. But I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna try to come back this evening.
Nope.
Now y'all know by 8, 9 o'clock I'll be like this.
Nope. It don't. No, it
Y'all
don't
know
work.
I'm back up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But
Don't work.
I try.
Yeah.
Y'all might catch 1 or 2, maybe
Yeah.
1 a week, maybe 2.
Yeah.
But y'all ain't gonna get me every day. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna work.
Yeah. And so I
It
kind
ain't
of
gonna
learned.
work.
I kind of learned to schedule that. Like if I was to ever do 2 broadcasts, I have to pick a day where that actually works. But right now it's the summertime. I ain't really thinking about that. I'm trying to get it all done and be excellent in all of it. I'm trying to recover, because when the fall comes, it's game time. So I really want to make
And that's
sure
a good
that
thing too.
I got it all together. And
Now
I think
you just said another point that I want to stress.
yeah,
Because a lot of times, again, it's this whole idea that passion is good enough. But my bro Delvin just put something out there, and he just spit some knowledge, and y'all probably didn't even know it. He probably didn't even know it.
no,
He just said, "What? Fall is game time." What does that mean? That means he has a plan of action.
yeah, yeah. You got to
We
know
not
them
just out
seasons.
here flying by the seat of our pants going, ooh, 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 an event. Let me go call them. No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No. It
No,
doesn't work that
you
way.
and
And
see,
so
and that's the interesting thing too, because plans don't rest on your passion. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a fan of meetings, strategic planning, the whole nine. People have paid me to come do them, teach you how to do them, all of that stuff. But more times than not, that's like we lock ourselves in a room for 4 hours or so, if not longer, and let's figure out 6 months of this business. Let's figure it all out. Get all minds in. Get
exactly.
your coffee. Get
That's
your
right.
water. Come as creative as you can. Learn how to you got to make yourself, kind of be creative and bounce ideas off of each other, because that whole plan thing, it ain't no punk. It's not gonna rest on your passion. And then especially when you say I'm running a sale, you better figure out what you selling, have it already sold, because it's July already. So it's like, are you passionate about your 4th of July sale or are you not? And
Exactly.
honestly, if you're really running a business, your vendors want their money. It's just like your house. Nycor
Come
and
on.
Med want their money. So we don't care if you got the passion to get up and go to work or the passion to do business. You got to be mature enough to pay your people. And some of y'all, you're going to have businesses where it requires you to have a staff. Been that, done that. Then people come to work, they want their money. So passion is, it's great to have. That's almost like the buttons on your jacket. It's good to be there, but it don't mean nothing if you don't button up your jacket. You're still going to be freezing. So never think that passion is enough. I mean,
They just
I
still
think that's
gonna be freezing.
ridiculous.
Oh.
And in Chicago, you messed around and be lost your jacket if it ain't buttoned up. So yeah, passion is never enough. And I mess around and do a broadcast about this myself because I think people really need to know that. Like some people selling y'all false hope, letting y'all think that
come on.
Just have passion and just be hopeful and to God and just pray about it. I don't brag on nobody and I don't brag on myself. I'm a praying somebody, but I wish prayer was enough. I would be a multi-billionaire if prayer was enough.
Yeah, right?
Some of y'all ain't gonna like me, but that's the truth. That's the truth.
Come on.
Prayer ain't even enough. If passion and prayer ain't enough, I don't know what to tell nobody.
It is.
But there comes a time where you just kind of got to be okay with how you feel. And I thank God that I'm not sickly. I don't have any ailments, any diseases, because I know people that's doing it. They got 6 or 7 figure businesses doing it and traveling and can be sick the next morning. You know, I don't know if you know, you probably know Mia, you know, visionary Mia. She has fibromyalgia. Yeah. So some days she wakes up in pain and that's it for her. But still got a whole family to take care of. And so I thank God that that's not my portion, but you got to have a little something more than passion to push through your bodily ailments and still do business, you know? So to anybody listening, passion is good, but that's like step one. That's like step one. That's not going to be enough to really build a business that takes care of you. I'm in the habit of teaching people, like you may not want a 6-figure business and that's your business, but to do business like for yourself is much more than passion. You know, because there are going to be days where you don't feel like being bothered. If you're introverted like me, there's going to be days where you're really not as interested. There's going to be days where you change your mind completely. Like I plan out my content for the week, and I might pray one morning and God might be like, talk about this, don't talk about that. So it's like, what do you do? Because I just had a passion for this over here, and you giving me something I ain't even prepared for. I got to come up with broadcast material 30 minutes prior to the broadcast. And I thank God that it works out. Passion ain't enough.
Definitely. And you know what the thing about that is that, again, it goes back to, if it's just passion, then if you're passionate about something, this is where people get offended. Mm-hmm. Because you're passionate about that one thing, but something happens and you can't do that one thing. So now what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you walking around with a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah. And then the problem in that is you got passion, but I question it, because let's just say you can't do that one thing anymore. Why aren't you finding another way to do it? Ain't nobody trying to hear you in your city, but why haven't you went to another city yet? This demographic don't respond like you thought they would respond. Why are you even reaching for another demographic? So I question people who, number one, think that passion is enough, and number two, who are passionate to a fault where you're offended because nobody enjoys your passion.
There you go. That whole, and I've seen speakers say, oh, well, you know, they went somewhere and people weren't receptive of what they were talking about. That didn't have nothing to do with your passion. You could be as passionate as you want to be. But if you boring the heck out your audience, passion don't mean nothing. Guess what? Can we be honest and say that the dry eyes guy, he got passion?
Oh, he got passion. Definitely does.
But he will put you to sleep.
And they still got him on commercial. So what they tell you, he doing something right.
He doing something right.
And it's bigger than passion.
But it don't mean that he gonna be on the stage somewhere. It don't mean that he gonna be at somebody's conference.
Right. He not gonna be somebody keynote speaker, but they'll keep coming up with them commercials for him. That's his lane. That's his lane.
They sure enough will. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
And I really
that thought process.
And I really challenge entrepreneurs to think about. I used to do this in the early stages of my business. I will grade.
Oh wait, y'all better pay attention. Hold up. Y'all better pay attention. Share out the broadcast. He about to get some nuggets. People pay for this. Y'all better get the pens and papers.
I would grade myself on events that I got. Like as a dance, like honestly, as a dance instructor, I really just miss teaching. Like I really wasn't trying to do half the stuff I'm doing. I'm in schools, I got staff, we doing all type of stuff that I never really intended on doing. But you know, doors open, and for that I'm grateful. So we stayed there, we've prospered there. Let's keep doing it. But I'm also a person that if it ain't prospering, let's cut it off. We wasting time and resources, and that's another thing. You can't be so passionate about something that you don't know when to cut stuff off. Certain things in my business are seasonal. The same way how Target got seasonal employees, I got seasonal products and services. You might want to write that down. But if I was invited to come do a little demo somewhere and I got to get the people up dancing because I've been paid for stuff like that, get them up dancing, get them social woo woo woo, I would grade myself after the fact. They didn't gave me a check and all that other type of stuff. I didn't grade myself based on who signed up for classes, who asked for cards and things like that. I graded myself on how well did I do this job. And people have to get to a point where I'm not so passionate that I'm fun, but my people don't have fun. Like, am I good enough or am I passionate enough to get the party started because I've been paid for stuff like that? Or am I just passionate enough to say I'm a dance instructor and I get a check for teaching people how to dance?
And that's a real conversation you got to have with yourself. You got to have your big boy draws on and your big girl draws on in order for you to really have that conversation with yourself. Because if not, then you'll be superficial about it.
And them opportunities will slow up because you don't know what you're doing wrong. Can I tell you I built my mailing list based on something the Lord told me that I wasn't prepared for, but was mature enough to do anyway? And not only did I still mess up because I didn't follow through. So I started teaching somewhere and the Lord said, get all their contact information. I didn't know nothing about it. I just did it. But when I tell you I never called these people for almost a year, when I got around to calling them, I thank God that they actually answered the phone and remembered. But that was because I made people enjoy themselves so much in class you couldn't forget me. So it works out, but you still got to be mature enough to say, you know what, this is wrong in my business because I didn't do this when I should have. And we thank God that things work out, but I'd rather them be right the first time than them working out later because there's still more work that you have to do now. That's so right. when people aren't receptive to your message, you got to think, was this the wrong demographic of people? Because sometimes I thought that I was putting myself in front of the wrong people sometimes as a speaker, as a coach. Like these people don't want, they enjoy the message, but they don't come all the way in. They don't want relationship quite yet. And that's fine, but you got to be able to have that conversation and say, you know what, where did I go wrong? Because I promise you, Walmart ain't just throwing $1 million in marketing in anything.
Come on.
They not trying to. I always talk about Walmart, Neiman Marcus, Target, JCPenney. Neiman Marcus don't care nothing about because you can't afford no $400 pair of shoes. They still selling shoes at $430. I went in there and picked up a pair. They don't stop. They don't stop selling product at that price range because they know there's people out there who can afford that, and they market to those people.
Exactly.
It's other people like me that love Neiman Marcus, but I don't shop at Neiman Marcus all the time, right? I'm not necessarily their customer. Now, I'm somebody that likes the brand, so people will always connect to your brand because they just kind of agree with something. But as far as finding out who's really gonna pay you, you gotta put your passion on the shelf almost because this way the money come in at. Money don't have no morals. Money ain't got no passion. It's the reason why Jay-Z doing his thing and your pastor still can't pay his rent. And I love pastors, just to be very clear. And to add to it, Jay-Z ain't no more passionate than your pastor.
Well, you better come on with it. You better come on.
Pastors out here doing 3 and 4 services. Ain't nowhere in the world you should still be struggling to pay for nothing. I never forget in high school, one of my mentors kind of told me, you know what? You the hardest working man in the school. But guess what? I wasn't on the honor roll. What ain't stupid by a long shot. Ain't lazy by a long shot. And I'm gonna just be real with you. But what is it that I wasn't doing that I wasn't where I should have been? And so when I had to come to grips with that I was working hard at the wrong things, which they were good things. And this is something entrepreneurs got to learn. You're probably not doing the absolute wrong thing. You're just not doing the right thing. And you need to do the right thing to yield the right result. And so when I started working hard at the right thing, because people used to think I worked at my school rather than I was a student at my school. So that just goes to tell you what I was doing. And when I started doing the right thing as a student and not a staff member, I made the honor roll. It wasn't that it was impossible. It wasn't that I wasn't interested. Just wasn't what I was working at. And so a lot of us, I think, are in business and we're working at good things, but they're the wrong things because it's not yielding the right result that we want. And we have to wonder, why things aren't working. We're not doing the right thing. Good stuff, but wrong stuff.
Exactly. And it's so funny that you said that earlier about it being the wrong audience. Something that I always teach in my classes for speakers and for authors is that you need to do the research. Who is going to be in that audience? Because I can tell you how many times I done signed up for something and not did the research, and the people in the audience was grandmama and them and auntie and the vendors. Or
Yeah.
I'm transparent. They know I'm
Yeah.
transparent. I'm gonna tell you, if I went left when I should have went right, I'm gonna tell you that I went left and I saw roses over there, but it ain't had nothing to do with what I was supposed to be doing. So I still had to go back to the other direction.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that as speakers we miss. We don't do the research.
Yeah.
We looking more at the numbers than we are at who's actually in the audience.
Yeah. And that's important because you're a business owner. So I'll say it this way. As a dance instructor, dance is only 10% of the business. I still gotta have a whole other 90% that I need to master, like a marketing plan, right? I still have to have a recruitment plan. It does no good for me to say I'm a dance instructor, put up a sign on Facebook, and I don't got no videos of me dancing. Can't nobody vouch for my skills. Nobody in my neighborhood knows, the service that I offer. So being the ability to dance or to speak is amazing, but people vouching for you and can vouch for your credibility and your character and your validity in that area is a whole other thing. And we have to get to a point where, number one, we're prepared for anything, right? So I learned over time from grading myself, how do I teach a 2-hour workshop where it doesn't aggravate me and it doesn't frustrate the students, because everybody's supposed to have fun. So what can you teach that's really easy? And here's the thing, some of these people I ain't ever gonna see again. I got so meticulous in grading myself that I understood that probably 10% of people, I'll probably yield a 10% conversion rate from this opportunity here. Does that mean that I deliver less? No. You need to still act like you at your studio, and these people will be year-long customers, because that's the other great thing that I know. When people come dance with me, they stick around for years at a time. We become family. But you got to get to a point where okay, I'm probably only going to get 10 people to buy my book out of this entire thing, and be okay with that, or have something else to sell, because people buy t-shirts.
They do.
And yeah, you a speaker and you an author, but what's wrong with selling t-shirts? You still got bills to pay.
Come on here.
Another powerful tip y'all might want to write down: stop selling what you want people to buy, but what people actually want to buy. I know it was a genius idea for you, but genius ideas don't pay your bills. And as budding entrepreneurs, I know, because that's who I work with, we love falling in love with the thought and the idea. And then our world comes crashing down because the thought and the idea didn't produce. But how about what we produced wasn't what our customer base needed? There's a reason why I don't have instructional DVDs. Not that I can't make them, not that I don't know people that can make them for me. My people don't need that. My people probably need a class closer to their zip code than a DVD. People want to be in class with me. I know that. And that's not, and I'm cold, but I ain't all that. We in Chicago, everybody teaching stepping classes, and that's just the truth. I got to come to grips with, like, I'm great at what I do.
Right.
I'm a great
that's
teacher.
Honesty.
But I ain't the only one doing it. But I also understand what my students want. My people that pay me on a regular basis, they want to be in class with me. And I have to break my students from the habit of wanting me. Like, no, I'm not finna teach 20 classes a week with y'all. That's why I'm tired now. I ain't doing it. We better pack out about 3 classes and be okay with that. Because I'm telling you, passion can make or break your business, and that's why the is probably breaking it. Than not. And so we got to get to a point where we can make those tough decisions and still be equally passionate. G Money, what's up, man? So yeah, we got to get to that point where we start making those honest decisions. Because let me tell you something: if I show up at what I think is a graduation speech and it's a parent teacher conference, my conversation's finna change right quick.
Right? Exactly.
Mama, don't beat them. This is probably what was happening, and as a result, I become a mediator instantaneously. Like I came with a different message, but I see I'm here for something else. So you gotta be ready like that also, because prime example, Chicago style stepping is an African American thing, but it looks so slick, everybody want to do it. I came to a birthday party, they want to step. They were of a different ethnicity. I knew it wasn't gonna work. Thank God I know other dancers. Still gonna analyze it, still gonna grade it, but y'all not gonna frustrate me trying to teach something I know y'all not gonna learn. You just ain't got it. But I'm glad I'm a good enough dance instructor that I'm versatile. We gonna do the salsa tonight. We not gonna try to do no stepping. Y'all might be able to get the salsa, so let's go with
that. We go to the salsa tonight. We gonna stay in y'all lane. We gonna stay right where y'all at. We good.
I'm here to serve y'all. I ain't here to be served. So entrepreneurs, stop trying to give people something they don't need, something that they don't want. That don't, and that's why if you've ever, and I'm gonna be real, if you've ever seen somebody that's like worse than you, like they can't hardly talk, can't hardly think, they got a GED, they didn't really finish high school, but they making more money than you, that's proof that they're doing something you're not doing.
There you go. There it is.
I can honestly say that,
and ain't got nothing to do with
it. As far as speaking and dancing is concerned, I can roll with the best of them. But it's something that they're not doing, that they're above me, that they have platforms larger than I have. And I ain't tripping, because I teach this all the time, and I'm a firm believer of it. If I do what they did, I can get what they got, if not greater. And that's something good enough to write down. Remember that. It ain't no shortage of nothing in the world. You as talented as you can possibly be. You have what the world needs. You are it. Right? You don't need to change your hair, your make. Come on, look Kim. You don't need to go through the whole look Kim phase. You are enough. You're amazing. You're it. You're worth it. Folks don't mind paying you. But you gotta break out of the habit of trying to give people what they don't want. You gotta stop that.
Oh.
You got to come away from that, and you got to figure out, what am I not doing? Why am I not being seen? Why people ain't crazy about me? Why folk ain't following me on Instagram? Those are viable questions to ask, because I know people, to be honest with you, practice witchcraft more than the man on the moon, and folk flocking over there. But you got the word of the Lord for example, and ain't nobody trying to hear what you got to say. Prime example, I seen it on Facebook myself. Jay-Z dropped his album. I don't listen to Jay-Z. I can't give you a lyric, right? But I seen somebody post something, and I guess she works in credit repair or something like that, and I won't name her name, but she says to her Facebook fan page, she's like, well, I talk about, personal finance and credit, and I just hear crickets. Jay-Z dropped an album, and everybody knows the lyrics. I commented, hashtag the power of influence. Instead of you making that comment, you need to be working on your influence, because you clearly not an expert yet. Folk don't trust you yet.
You better come on with the expertise. You better come on.
Beyonce is what she is, but there's a reason why she can break the internet by releasing an album she ain't told nobody about overnight.
Listen, how about this one? I was telling them, I went live and was telling them about this whole Amazon buying Whole Foods. I said, let me show y'all something. Because, see, Amazon ain't no dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you're going to pay $13.4 billion for one company, you know that the ROI is going to be off the charts.
Yeah.
Some of y'all investing in stuff and ain't even looking at what the ROI is.
Matter of fact, that tells me you've been doing the research for a long time. You don't just throw $13 billion into the air. You've been doing your research. You probably ain't told nobody about it. You've been having meeting after meeting, and you've been You've been doing the work. You've been very
Exactly.
analytical. You've been predicting and trying to see it before you. That's a huge net to cast. Now this ain't $13 that I need back by the 15th. This is
Come through.
$13 billion that I'm expecting to get, 10 times more than that back. And Amazon is already shut down Walmart stores, let the people tell it. So
Other supermarkets shutting down.
listen, and
Listen,
I'm gonna tell you this: if you make Walmart back up, you're doing something right. Because who don't know
exactly.
about Walmart? Who don't go to Walmart? Who can't afford something in Walmart? Every time I hear
And
somebody
I,
talk about
you
Walmart,
know,
they talk about I went in there for 2 items and came out spending 50, 60, $70
exactly, all the time.
each and every time.
I
Now we're
said
not gonna
we
talk about people bad spending habits and all that stuff, but these are two companies that got their stuff right. They got something right.
now listen, but look with Whole Foods though. I said, you know what they did is guess what? They looked at Whole Foods and said they got a target audience that is literally, they are so loyal to Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
They will drive a distance to get to a Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And when they go in, they drop in a couple hundred
Yeah.
on 5 items.
Yeah. Hey Sam. Hey Sabrina. I seen Kamita on here.
Oh my
I
goodness, they
seen
dropping a
y'all.
couple hundred. Hey everybody, look, they said
Hey,
Vax. Hey
hey
George.
Lavina.
Hey
I'm
Cheryl.
I was on the road, so I was ignoring comments. So excuse me, Dr. Latry. It's great to see you. And anybody else that I didn't speak to, I love y'all. This was impromptu,
Hey,
but whatever. Yeah.
and it's
So
the truth. But literally, guess what? It's more than Amazon is not walking around talking about, oh, we passionate about this.
right. Right.
No.
And with Amazon doing all the different things that they got going on, passion passion is at the back of their minds, I would imagine. Because you just it's Amazon, first of all, itself offers one too many things. And so I know that wasn't an issue of passion, but an issue of maximizing an opportunity. And so if you rest on
Mm-hmm.
passion, you're not gonna get nothing done. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. That's just like it's some business owners that still are not live streaming nowhere. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss out because
Exactly.
you're trying to become passionate about it. And I again, I thank God for the things that come naturally to me as an entrepreneur. But there's some things offline that I absolutely hate. But I got to get it done because I realize what's important. And I feel like whether it's Whole Foods or Walmart, any game changer in the industry, period, I feel like they've found an opportunity that they want to maximize rather than trying to find passion again. I feel like if you opened your doors, passion helped you to start the business, but building it has nothing to do with passion at all.
Has nothing to do with passion. Nothing. And it's so funny. I said in one of my classes that, you know, look at the baking industry.
Mm-hmm.
Bakeries are shutting down left and right. But
Mm-hmm.
look at Instagram and look at how many bakeries and people that are baking at home and selling and making 6 and 7 figures on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
Passion ain't got nothing to do with it, because they can be passionate about baking, but if I don't have a plan of action, if I don't have a profit plan, a marketing plan, listen. And some of y'all so focused on the business plan that you forget that you need a marketing plan, a profit plan.
I teach entrepreneurs this.
Mm-mm.
I teach them a simple way to write a marketing plan. And 9 times out of 10, if you know what your business is, why it exists, and what you plan to do at least for 1 year, there's your business plan. The formation of it is all it's that's all it is. It's formation. That's it. So that if a person, because if I was a business banker, I'm really only interested in products and services and your financial projections. That's it. And I don't want to search through 30 pages of nothing to find the important stuff that matters most to me.
No.
But we busy writing a business plan. We ain't got no revenue plan. Your business plan don't mean nothing if you ain't got no revenue. You won't make any revenue without an actual marketing plan. So I did a teaching on 17 things I would do before I started a business, and I talked about how I would I would save some money. Number one, I would create a revenue plan. Number two, I would study marketing, and then I would write a business plan. Because honestly, if you're not trying to get money from a bank, you don't need a business plan. If everything is going to be self-funded and you're going to hustle and get it all done, cool. What you need that for? What you really need is a marketing plan and a revenue plan, a revenue strategy. This is the money I need to make, and this is how I'm going to make it. But I'm telling you this, passion does not help you do none of that. Passion not even in the equation, because I remember when I wrote my first business plan back in 2012 for the dance studio that I had no intentions on starting. Let's talk about it. I didn't even want to start a dance studio. I wanted to teach classes. That's it. I will never get tired of telling that story. I did not want to start the business that is helping to pay all of my bills to date and some tuition. Come on, somebody. However, I understood an opportunity.
Dr. Delvin.
I understood that there was an opportunity here. It was lucrative. I like money. It's prospering. I enjoy it. Let me do what's appropriate, because it take a little more passion to pay for that business license. Y'all ain't saying nothing back. That you got to renew every year or every 2 years. That might cost you some money that you may not have because you ain't got paid yet. Anyway,
come on.
Needless to say, I stayed up. I wrote my business plan in one night. I stayed up all night to about maybe 3, 4 in the morning and kicked out the business plan. I did some of that stuff I didn't know. I had to go back 6 months later and actually finish it and finalize it. I had to wait for my first year of business to finish before I could do any financial projections. Some stuff you are not gonna know. Passion is not education. Passion don't educate you. It make you feel some type of way. But it takes something more than passion to make you go to the library. Because some of y'all don't even know what a library card looks like, right? But you want to read 100 books a year, and you buy all your books, and you can't afford to. Go to the library, check out some books, read them, and get them back on time. So you have to pay the library amongst everybody else you got to pay. It takes more than passion to do that successfully. I'm telling you, I was reading books left and right, Google searching all type of stuff up all night long and everything.
Right?
To get this thing solid, to make sure my foundation is straight.
Clues, and I'm fit to take every clue I can get.
And I'm telling you, and this is free for y'all. I was debating on if I was going to get on Periscope. I did not get on Periscope today, but this is going to be my broadcast of the day. So y'all make sure y'all support my sister. Make sure y'all go buy whatever she's selling, get connected, watch her broadcast, because she just hooks y'all up for the free.
Go buy whatever she got.
All
just
y'all,
make sure you get some of that.
Y'all owe me at least $1,000 a piece. All y'all owe me. Come on, go to my PayPal. All y'all really owe me, but. Yeah, I went to the library. I couldn't afford no books. All the books I'm buying now, I'm paying for them, out of pocket books now. But it was a time in my business when
I look over at the bookcase, Jesus. Mm-hmm.
So,
that's right.
you
got to make the investment. That's again, it goes past passion, because guess what? I can have all the passion I want to have for days. If I'm not making an investment in myself, then I miss something.
Mm-hmm.
I miss out, because I got to make the investment back in myself. I'm the business. I'm the brand. We thinking that what we selling and the products and services, that's all the business. No, I'm the brand. As a speaker, you are the brand.
Yeah. Yeah, you make that stuff move. It ain't going to move itself. Business owners have to understand, too. Products don't move themselves. Whether you are a personality brand or not, products do not move themselves. So you got to figure out, what do I do to get this stuff moving? Because some of y'all need a whooping if you didn't run a sale today. Come on, this is basic stuff that you need in your business. I don't care if it's Mother's Day and you can't stand your mama. That ain't got nothing to do with your business. Run a Mother's Day sale. Somebody somewhere loves their mother, and they will buy something for their mothers. What are y'all doing? What y'all thinking about? I know you don't celebrate Christmas, and I know you won't, but bruh, somebody will take advantage of that Christmas sale for somebody. See, passion makes you do everything on a personal level.
I don't know if y'all really understand how what y'all getting right now.
What I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I got going on. You're in business. It's almost like survival of the fittest. Don't nobody care nothing about whether you lost the weight or not. You can run this race. They want to know, will you meet me at the finish line? Will you meet me where I am? That's the game of business. It's not. It ain't even about whose brand is the shiniest and the prettiest. Who brand come through?
That's it.
Who stuff work? Because I'm telling you, I've paid people, you know, a little bit of nothing, but I still felt like my $27 could have went elsewhere. I feel like a $27 product should have been $12 for what it was really worth. And I could have messed up because maybe I shouldn't have bought it. You know, maybe that product wasn't really for me. But you got to get to a point where you can start making those executive decisions beyond passion. I feel like passion don't even wake you up in the morning. Because sometimes I got a passion to be sleep.
Come on.
Some days I'd much
Got
rather
a passion to just love on my blanket.
Just be there. Just, you know, it's a beautiful morning and the birds are chirping and I don't want to do nothing but listen to them.
Oh, felt that in my shanana.
Yes. Let them minister to me. I don't really want to do nothing today.
Yes,
but
it's a hey.
But it's a matter, and I'm gonna talk about charging your worth in a minute. Somebody don't let me forget that. But it's a matter of what's really.
Lord, let me get my charger because he gonna see.
And I'm gonna
you gonna.
And I ain't
gonna give him that good word.
And I ain't gonna tell y'all no tell because I ain't gonna be on here long. But I gotta hit this nail on the head about charging your worth.
Spoken just like a minister. And finally, my brethren.
I've been seeking therefore about the mercies of God.
Just like a minister. I ain't gonna be on here but so much longer now.
I ain't gonna be before you long, but I
ain't gonna be before you long. Then give you five more scriptures.
I mean, the comments are working. The people are listening, so I may as well. But yeah, some days I don't feel like doing business. I love being in business for myself. I love working for myself. I love it all. I love the story. I love the people. I love being on social media every day. All that great stuff. But some days I don't feel like that because that social media is a whole nother job that I really feel like I should be paying for. But I ain't necessarily in a position to do that.
In a little bit, posting one time a day. That is not a social media strategy. That is not a marketing plan.
It's not.
Going in somebody's inbox is not a marketing plan.
No, it ain't. And then you got to post everywhere. So I got to show up on Facebook. I got to get on Periscope. I got to get on Instagram. All type of stuff. But check this out. Charging your worth. Let me challenge your paradigm right quick. If you are worth anything, you can't put a price tag on it. And I ain't religious at all. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you worth anything, you can't put a price tag on it. What I'm giving you right now, you couldn't afford it. If I put a genuine price tag on it, you couldn't afford it. So I want to break you out of the habit of trying to charge your worth because it's still going to be an insult to you. If I charge you $297 for a replay of this broadcast, that's an insult to me because I'm sure I've said one, if not two, maybe even three things that could change your business for the rest of the year. And that $297 can make you, $300,000 easy. But you just gave me 10% of that. That's an insult to me for my genius. So let's break the habit of trying to charge our worth and charge for what's worth it to you. I got business trainings on my online university right now. That's $49. They $49 not because that's what I'm worth, but it's something that's affordable. And I remember where I was when I was looking for information and couldn't afford it because everything was $1,000 and up. I didn't have $1,000. Yeah. So never amount your worth to dollars because guess what? When people don't buy at that dollar price, guess what? You're gonna feel terrible. Because that proves in your brain maybe you're not worth that. And if I could be honest with you, I'm worth billions of dollars. I'm worth millions of dollars. I'm worth thousands of dollars. I'm worth hundreds of dollars. But when it comes to a revenue strategy, we ain't doing it on my worth. We doing it on what my people gonna pay for, which goes back to the point of stop selling stuff that people don't want. Because because prime example, if I'm Walmart, right? If I'm Walmart, everybody can afford 98-cent candy, right? Everybody can afford that. Everybody can't go to Neiman Marcus and buy a $400 pair of shoes. And guess what that's based on? It's not based on their worth, but it's based on what their customers can pay for. And who taught me that? Nobody. I learned that in the Holy Ghost. I learned that from having common sense. I learned that from thinking out loud. And can't nobody pay me for it. So, no, dude, please don't. I felt insulted when you wanted to charge for your worth. Not my worth, but your own. You worth more than that. You too brilliant for that. And see.
And that all goes back to that whole thinking that passion is how you see everything through these passion goggles. No. So you looking at everything through passion goggles. Well, I'm passionate, so I'm just going to charge $15.
Nope. Nah.
I'm passionate, so all it's worth is I'm passionate, and I'm the other thing that other people always say is that well, I'm just getting out there. I'm just starting.
Because check this out. If you just getting out there and you take out a loan from the bank don't care nothing about you just getting out there. Whatever that minimum payment on that loan is, they want it in 30 days. Even if they gave you 90 days, they want that money. So to talk about charging your worth, you have to charge at least your cost of doing business. And I got to give credit what credit is due. One of our business coaches, Danielle Winningham, I'll never forget when she talked about this maybe a year or two ago. She said, if a product, for example, you selling it for $19.99, but to sell that product costs you more than that, you wasting your time. You wasting your money. Yeah. Now that ain't that's not how she taught it, but that's essentially what it is. So if I'm selling a product that's $15, but it costs me $45 to get it out, I'm wasting my money. I'm wasting my time. I'm spending more than I'm earning. And so if I know something that costs me $45, why aren't I charging $65 so that I profit at least 20%? Y'all ain't saying nothing back to me. But see, we don't want to charge $65 because guess what? We're operating from a position of passion rather than from a position of purpose. And when I say purpose, I say, look, it cost me $45 to get this off the shelf. It cost me $45 to ship it to you. I know authors that are selling books for $20. You got to pay for postage. You got to go to the post office. You got to buy an envelope. You're doing all this footwork. It took you an hour to push this one book out, and all you got was $20. Go back to work. You missing the point. Go back to work.
Did y'all feel like that was a brick? You see it? It flew. I seen it. It flew right on by.
You're not doing this thing right because you have to get to a point where you know what it costs you to do business. Out of these, I had to forgive myself in the beginning stages of my business when I started working with wedding parties. I charge wedding parties like $60 an hour. But the amount of work that I put into it, especially when newlyweds would contact me 30 days prior to a wedding and want me to work a miracle, nah, you can't do me like that. Now, because I didn't know, it wasn't an issue of work. It was an issue of me not knowing what it cost me to do business. I was selling myself short. Yes, I made money. Yes, my business stayed afloat. Yes, they sang my praises, and I kept getting business. But I realized I'm working too hard to come home with $300, and I did at least $1,000 worth of work in 30 days. I'm talking about she Caucasian, he Jamaican. It just ain't working. And y'all had an amazing dance, legitimately. No, y'all owe me some money. I need some of that honeymoon money. Stop playing. And what a lot of people are doing in business, they're doing the same thing. You let people rob you. You can't stay in business like that. Figure out what it costs you to do business. If you rent a space, if you don't figure out what are your business bills? What as it relates to your email marketing, if you mailing out postcards, if you buying office supply, whatever it takes for you to do business, figure that out. Because when you start teaching courses and selling products and stuff like that, you need to make sure that if I sell this much of stuff, I can still stay afloat in my business. Because some of y'all light bills late because you taking your paycheck to pay for your business, and that's not why you started the business.
And he just said it, y'all. Some of y'all, instead of being purpose-driven, you passion-driven. And that's why your business is failing. That's why your bank account looking the way it do.
Yeah.
Because you passion-oriented instead of purpose-oriented.
I would say it like this. Passion is step number 1. Purpose is step 2. Profitability is step 3.
Come on.
If you have to climb the steps to true prosperity or a level of prosperity, you need passion. I agree. You need passion, but you got to know what the purpose, not just like my purpose in life, but you got to know what's my purpose in getting on Periscope every day. What's my purpose in joining your broadcast right now? You know what I mean? You got to get there where you passion driven, where you purpose driven, because some stuff are not in alignment with your purpose, whether it's your personal purpose or your purpose for doing business. You got to know that. Like, I don't want a daycare shouldn't call me looking for me. I don't teach kids. And I'll tell you that. Trust me, I got nieces and nephews that's in daycare. I love them. I go drop them off. But I'm not going to come teach creative movement. I pay somebody to teach that. Now, back in the day, I was like, ma'am, I can't help you. But I have to realize all these people keep calling me. I need to find an instructor that can go and do that. And that's what I said about taking on the opportunity. I recognize an opportunity. I ain't never going to tell you to turn no money down. Not if you can help it. But I went outside of my passion. I don't really have a passion to teach small children like that. Like, I start with kids at middle school. You need to be able to do everything on your own before you try to work with me. And that's the type of stuff you got to know. But here's what scares entrepreneurs. They feel like you running everybody away. No, you're not. You making room for the people who really want and need you. So not only do you need to get away from your passion and step over into purpose, but you need your mind to shift. Your mind got to shift. I'm not pushing people away. And that's just like when I did a training with somebody, and I talked about how some of you guys do need some deliverance, because you got to know how to handle when somebody unsubscribes from your mailing list, because it happens. I don't trip. Why? Because obviously we're no longer a good fit. And I'd rather you go somewhere where it fits rather than you stay here. I'm paying for you to be here every month, and you ain't going to buy a thing. You're not going to open a piece of email.
Exactly.
I'm sitting up here figuring out what to write, and you ain't even reading it. I'm wasting my time, my money, and my energy, all of which I may never get back.
Exactly.
So guess what? I keep putting it out there. I keep marketing it. It's almost like fishing. I keep putting bait out there, trying to get the right fish. We got to get to a point where we can do that. And you can't do that being passionate. You do that from a place of purpose. Because some of y'all will get tired of writing emails. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Some of y'all will get sick of writing emails, but you got to get to a point where, hey, if I can secure 10% of my business budget from writing emails, then hey, I can stand to write a couple emails. I went from sending one email a month to sending 2, to sending 3, to sending 4, to sending about 9, and I'm working towards a day where I can send an email a day. But I myself even have to shift my mindset to feel like, you know what, you are not getting on their nerves. They look forward to reading stuff from you. We all get it. Just because I'm a little more deliberate than you, that don't mean I made it. So don't nobody get it twisted. I could be 2-3 steps ahead, but I'm like the Apostle Paul. I have not arrived. But the one thing I do is the thing that I got right, which I know how to function from passion and purpose. And I'm all about profitability. Because, I mean, entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart. It's not easy. Every day ain't stopped by smell the roses. It's, man, look, I got to get to the barbershop. I got to go pick up a prescription at Walgreens. I need to go put some gas in my car. I got to make a church. I got to pick up the kids. I got to come send this email. I got to join this class I didn't pay for. All the type of stuff. I got to pay this bill, pay that bill, and still not pass out at the end of the day. And in some instances, do it all over again the next day. Passion wears off. And this, yes, it does. It takes a whole nother broadcast to talk about that purpose piece. Because some days purpose don't even matter, if you want to be real. So it's always a combination of things. Like some days it's passion that I really need, and I'm glad I got it. Some days it's purpose because I ain't got passion. And some days it's strictly profitability. Let's go. And after a while, once I'm profiting, I'm in my purpose. I'm passionate. I'm all of that type of stuff. But you don't get caught up in trying to charge your worth. You will mess yourself up. You will mess yourself up every time.
Because, that's something to think about. And y'all know that's one of the things that people always fight about. They always, fight themselves about is, oh my goodness, how much do I charge? Oh my goodness. And like I said, you'll have people that'll be like, oh, I'm only going to charge this. I'm only going to charge that. And then you're like looking at them like, okay, now you charging that. You spending how much time on this event? You giving them how much access to you? They got a Q&A. They got what now? They got what else? They going to get the replay. Come on.
Let me tell you how I messed up. Because even my consulting business, my speaking business, I feel like God has me start everything by mistake. Because I feel like that's the best way for me to profit. Because
That's the best way to learn sometimes.
listen, I started a business on Periscope, and I'll testify about that later. But it's blessing me now. But I had no intentions on doing it. But I taught my first course, $47, sold out every slot, right? But it wasn't even enough. It wasn't enough until I spoke with a different coach that said, you know what, that course should have easily been $197. And when she labeled it out for me, it was like, I need to go ask them for some more money, because you still got the recordings, you still got the emails, you still got the Q&A information, and then I did it all live. That's the thing. We got to sit down and think about, like, if you're doing something live versus getting a replay or getting a recorded course, you got to think about that differently, because, man, you feel so exhausted.
People is paying a couple $1,000s for recordings for webinars.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, I feel like that's robbery. But I don't know what it takes nobody to run their business. So I don't know why you charge what you charge. I just hope it's not attached to your work, because that'll ruin you. I know it'll ruin you. But my thing is this: you got to consider what it takes you to produce. Let me tell y'all why certain T-shirts are like $1, while certain products are so relatively cheap or relatively expensive. Because they trace it back to all the imported goods that they brought in at what price per piece or per pound, what they paid one of the workers to sew this tag on, and all this other type of stuff, what it cost them to ship it from China to America, and what contract they in, and all they pay attention to all that, so that way something is $1.98 for you. And
it is.
Let me help y'all that shop a whole lot. If you notice, if you buy a gallon of something, it's cheaper than buying a 12-pack of it. And let me tell you why. Because you just pay for that plastic bottle. You pay for the convenience of having that 12-pack. Hey, my mama just joined. Versus just buying a gallon of it. And we don't understand that. We just out here buying stuff. And it's the same thing with any course or service that you sell. We don't really look into the convenience of it. Like, you getting it online. Like, I need to charge. There has to be a difference in a live event and a convenience fee, right? Like, I just I ain't gonna tell y'all no tale. I had like a parking ticket or something that I paid for online. They charged me a credit card fee.
Come on.
If the city of Chicago is gonna charge, they gonna get their money. What y'all doing?
They gonna get their money. They not playing.
They ain't playing. And so if you got the Square app, for example, if Square charging you, you need to charge your people. That same thing. They in business, you in business. Either the people gonna pay it or they not. Because before we start taking credit cards, we did everything cash. And so things were a lot cheaper if you paid cash. Things were a lot cheaper if you bought in bulk. It's just like going to Sam's Club. Come on, y'all. You're not paying me $1,000 for this information, even though you should be. So I hope this transforms your business for the next 6+ months. It's my birthday month.
Y'all better come on with it.
So I hope this is making good sense to you. Because, I mean, that's legitimately what it is. You can pay $2.97 for a gallon of iced tea, but then pay almost $5 for a 12-pack of it. Why? Because you got that plastic wrap that wrapped them bottles in it. You got them individual bottles. They charge you down to the cap that you twist off and throw away.
That's it.
But y'all won't charge for your email service. I don't understand. Y'all not charging for people to do private Periscope broadcasts with y'all. Now, I'm not saying charge for everything, but I'm saying if a person is going to pay you, they need to pay you adequately. Meaning, you don't run out of no money. Right. You can afford to meet the budget of, whatever, is in that business budget. I know Sharon bakes and everything like that. And if I wasn't watching my weight through here, I would probably order a coffee cake or something like that, because I heard through the grapevine that it was really good. But I'm watching my weight right about
cookies too.
So
I'm not gonna tell you how I know.
Don't tease me. But let me give you a great example.
I know.
If Sharon is not charging based on what it costs her to buy ink, buy labels, pay for postage, buy containers,
that's right.
Whatever her supplies are, a portion of her gas, her lights even, She doing it wrong. And I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I love all y'all that's listening. And if I hit you upside the head, I did it in love. But I'm saying, get your business to a point where it can really take care of you.
That's right.
Like, you're not gonna bring me in as a speaker and give me $500. I appreciate it, but we gotta talk about something. We gotta work this out. We gotta make it work, because check this out. If an organization cannot pay your speaker fees, you at least need to be able to say, well, can I sell product? Can I plug this book and that book? Can I plug this CD? Whatever it is, so that you feel like you made your money's worth. Because $500 for me, it might cover my car note, it might cover some gas, it might cover a city sticker, and I'm cool with that. But guess what? I still got other immediate things that I need to take care of as well. So we gotta get to the $2,000 place. And let me tell you something. I like to drive a luxury car, so to God be the glory. $500 ain't gonna $500 ain't gonna do me nothing. I mean, I thank God for it. I'll take it. But if you can give me a little more than that, if you can go to a different budget and get the money, because that's another thing, speakers, y'all got to understand, just because a person that called you only has a budget of $500, $750 to work with, that ain't all the money the organization has. And that's something good to write down. Stop playing yourself cheap. Stop playing.
And it's so funny. So all my clients that are here, all my students, they're like sitting there. I see them giving hearts and stuff, because they know, they like, yeah, coach told me that one. Yeah, they tapping the screen hard on that one, because they.
it's true stuff. It's true stuff, and I know this.
They tapping the screen hard because they like, oh yeah, coach threw that brick at us. We know. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that ain't
man. So something that I did was I have my coaching classes for speakers. I have a 3-week intensive called Live Out Loud. And literally, it's a 3-week intensive. Like, you come in, you come out. When you come out, it's like, what just happened? Wait a minute. Let me get myself together. And, you know, I've seen the results from people taking it. They've made changes on every aspect of their business. I've also seen them grow. And I'm just like, maybe I didn't charge the right amount. But then I'm thinking about it in the aspect of, it's a beginning stage for some of them. Yeah. Because even though it's a 3-week intensive, there are some people that are coming in that have never spoken before. Yeah. So they coming in literally like fresh out the womb. Umbilical cord ain't even been cut yet. Yeah. And so I'm looking at the progression of it. Yeah. So this is something that I always say to people, is that even in the beginning, because somebody else may have said, oh, they were only going to charge $25 a week for that and make it $75. Or, you know, they were only going to charge $50 a week and make it $150. Why? What are they getting out of it? Even if it's the first time that you're presenting it, what are they getting out of it? And literally, I'm about to do the 3rd round of it is this month. It starts on Sunday. So if you haven't signed up for that, bit.ly/live loud now. And for 4th of July, it's only $99. Put in coupon code speak up. Yes. No, coupon code live stream. That's what that one is. Look at it. So many links. Oh my God. Okay. So, but when you look at the idea of this whole speaking business, first and foremost, people don't think that it's a business.
Unfortunately.
They don't look at it as a business. They don't think of themselves as a brand. They don't think of it as being an entrepreneur. And even when I spoke last month in May in Indianapolis, I said, you know, if you're an author, you're a speaker. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker. You missing money. Yeah. You missing money. Like, plain and simple. You leaving it right there on the table. And I don't know who picking it up, but it ain't you. Yeah. And so from your perspective, from what you've learned in the beginning into what you have now, and some of the courses that you do have, what is that one thing that you see people doing and you just like, you want to just, every time you see somebody do it, you just want to like pluck them in the middle of their forehead. Underpricing is a big one. That's why I love that you spoke about that. Underpricing yourself. But what's that one thing that you just want to be like,
Underpricing is definitely one of them. But one of the other things is over offering, if I can say it like that. Like, I know we talk about over delivering, but I feel like we copycat too much, and we don't have the wherewithal to copycat. Like, I know it works for my coach, but I'm not my coach, so I don't need to. I'm not going to teach live every week, do a Q&A, wake up Saturday morning and do all this other type of stuff. We're going to run it past the cast, and we're going to have a Facebook group and all other type of stuff. Because what you'll find out is that people ain't that interested. People will work at their own pace. People will spend the money and never come to class. But if you me, I'm not going to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning for a Q&A, and it's just me and my virtual assistant. No, when y'all know I like to be in the bed. And I'm going to tell you that flat out. When you first sign up for my email, 24 things I enjoy doing, and napping is one of them. So if we can do this late at night, let's rock and roll. If you can catch it on the replay, if we can schedule it and you actually show up, because I will get a cohort of students together and say, y'all, look, I'm thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. Y'all showing up or no? And we got to stop thinking that our business is so presidential where we got to act and look a certain way. Be your brand. If you ain't no 9 a.m. Saturday morning person, don't be a 9 a.m. Saturday morning person.
Okay.
I had to start to wonder why a lot of people do their webinars at 8, 9 o'clock at night. They either got a 9 to 5 or they not morning people.
Exactly.
So I think over delivering can be a problem. Like when it's too much. Like, I mean, if I had an ebook that's already $5 and I'm encouraging you to, sign up, you get the ebook free with the course or whatever the case may be, and it's actually worth it, cool. But you don't need to do a live Q&A, have a Facebook group, accountability sessions, one-on-one, because the other part of that is it's draining. Like, you doing all this work for $47? For $27? Mm-mm. And even if the people that's in your face don't want to buy it, you need to learn how to make room. And let me tell you, the greatest thing that makes room between you and the right customer is price. Because I found it.
Come on.
I found it amazing, and I don't know if I should say her name or not, but I know a coach that charges $2,500 to work with her one-on-one. I said, you know what? You know what I'm talking about?
I know a couple of them. I know one that charged like $5.
And so I looked at my one-on-one price like,
yeah, it be having you side-eyeing yourself.
You gotta second guess yourself. Like, how did I come up with my number? And she good at what she do, but she ain't me though. Like, when I coach you from a rather prophetic standpoint. Like, I open up in a whole different way to kind of see what's really going on in your business, and you can't really pay for it. But the price I put on it ain't knocking on $2,500. So I always say, if it's not underpricing, you over delivering. I think those are two biggest things, because I just know people. Like, I got people in my coaching group right now. I try to ask them questions like, who listened to the last training? Crickets. But the people that actually listen and that's really active, they own it. Like, they own everything that I post in the Facebook group. And so it's like, you know what? I will probably never do this again. But since I got it started, I'll make it profitable. I'll find a way to make it profitable. But I see people, you got a Facebook group for everything, but you don't have a client base that affords you that. Neither do you have the staff to do it. Because me, if it wasn't for certain systems, I'd be so bogus in business. You just think I'm a highway robber because I can't keep up with it all. I can't. And so that's why I figure out what works for me, what works for my life, what season am I in. If it's changes coming up, I announce it to my entire following. So that way y'all know I'm not inconsistent, but I'm human. Right? Because, things happen. But I see people doing too much for a little or nothing too. I got to make this point.
All right. So It's getting late, and I told you I don't stay up late.
I gotta make this one point, and then
In
I'm
my
gonna
mind, it's
I'm gonna
like
let you
getting
go.
real late. You know what I mean? Like, but I want you to let them know how they can contact you.
Okay. So, but to drive that point home, there's a reason. If anybody drives luxury cars, there's a reason why you get treated differently at the Lexus dealership rather than your Buick, your Chevrolet, and your Toyota dealership.
Well, you better come on.
And I'm not throwing shade on nobody that drives those cars, but it's a difference in price, it's a difference in person, and because of that, we treat you a certain way. So there we go. Now, if you're trying to get in contact with me, you can actually come and join my Facebook page. You can click my name and whatever. Click my name right here. I'm Delvin Barber everywhere. You can find me on Instagram at Delvin Barber 720. I'm on Periscope as Delvin Barber. I'm on Twitter as Delvin Barber. Find me, like me, follow me, share, do something. If you want to join my email list and get a word from me every now and again, text the word faithpreneur to 22. I think that's it. If you want to join my email list, text the word faithpreneur to 22828. Let me write that. I think I can type that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we was talking about that before because some people were having issues with spelling faithpreneur.
and let me tell you this. I thought about changing it, but somebody told me not to. So I said, you know what, I ain't gonna change it. But I feel like if I post it enough places, you will get it. So if you text faithpreneur to 22828,
pretty much.
You would. Because you know what's a shame? Some people claim to be entrepreneurs and can't spell that either. I've seen it. You passing out flyers with incorrect spelling, but whatever. I want to know, what did you find was the difference between your price versus the person who charges $2,500? You know what? I don't think there was a difference. I just felt like she thought that it was, I don't know. I didn't really find out anything. I just found out what she was charging. And it might be a delay. So, I don't think it was no difference in her. I just felt like she thought that that's what was appropriate for her to charge for a one-on-one. But I also think like a lot of her clients were maybe corporate executives and could afford that. But see, me, I'm dealing with 9-to-5ers, student loan payments, and other type of stuff going on. So,
exactly.
At the time,
and you know what? That's crazy because when Coach went to this event and she was talking about how much people paid for the event, and I just kind of was like, wait, so people paid $5,000 to go to the event, and then when they got to the event, the people that were speaking, it wasn't all organized. They was just calling people up to speak, and people were selling from the stage. So you paid $5,000 to get there, and then you bought a $2,000, $5,000 program while you was there. We in front of the wrong target. We in front of the wrong audience.
That ain't nothing but a good sales strategy. That's all. But I feel like this way. Once you build yourself up as an entrepreneur and you're confident in what you bring to the table, charging $2,500 ain't no problem.
There it is.
But you have to understand that it weans out people, because how many people do you know right now they got $2,500 to invest in a business? They got it in the bank right now. That's the number one reason why I don't charge that. Now, when I start coaching corporate clients, I probably would charge that because I know y'all got the money. I would start at $5,000 because I know y'all got it. Even if y'all had to lay somebody off. I mean, hey, somebody needs to be fired. You need me. So, hey, but when I'm working with middle class people or above the poverty line people, I can't sleep at night charging you $2,500 and ain't no telling what you did to scrape that money together to pay me. Then the time that it takes you to really profit from the session, I couldn't do you like that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Because I'm not letting you no, you say nothing else. I'm not letting you get no more.
Because the last thing is coaching only works if you put in the work. That's it. Now, Altaviz, this is your fault. I've been rested all day, and so you let it rip. You brought me on your podcast.
You not coming. Listen, we just gonna have to have a part 2. We gonna have to have you come back on another episode. Because listen, he didn't get y'all all types of nuggets. Make sure y'all go back, write down all them notes. Make sure you contact him, connect with him. Yes, he goes live on Periscope once a day.
Once a day. 5:30 actually. I'm back on my schedule tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, ma'am.
It is. So look for him on Periscope. Look for him. Connect with him on Facebook. His name will be in the title section of the broadcast because I added him into the broadcast live. So yeah, that part. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I enjoyed this. If I wasn't gonna do it for myself, I guess I'd do it for you. So I had to get all that out.
Because I'm special. In case y'all didn't know, I'm special. I'm a tad bit, wee bit spoiled,
Yeah, because I don't know if I would have did this for anybody else. Like
anybody else ask him to come on the broadcast, he gonna side eye you.
Nah, y'all gotta catch me tomorrow when it's a work day. But today wasn't no work day. But out to V's, just for you.
I love you, bro. Stay safe. Have a blessed 4th.
Always.
Get some rest.
You too.
All right.
All right.
So, guys, that was an awesome episode of Speak Easy. Oh, my goodness. Like, bananas. I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at all the information. And, man, guys, oh, God. Look, telling people I pushed you off the cliff. Definitely appreciate my bro coming into the broadcast. He is always such a wealth of information. And again, if you haven't followed him, you definitely want to connect with him. He's listen, and he just that real and that serious anytime he talks, anytime, y'all. This is a whole lot longer than what normally the Speak Easy session is. Speak Easy is only like 30 minutes. But we've gone well over that time. So I love you and thank you guys for sticking it out with us. I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow morning for the morning press and talking to you guys again tomorrow for Speak Easy. You guys have a great evening. Don't forget to press it out.